There are 5 chord shapes: C, G, D, A, and E, and I know a lot of you guys already know that, but bear with me. Here's my C major triad: C, E, G, the root, the third, the fifth, which is C, E, and G. Here's another C, here's another E, and I have the full C shape. Okay, so that's the third fret on the A string, the second on the D, open G, and first fret B string, open E string. If I then take my triad, my major triad, root, third, and fifth, and move it down a string, okay, down in terms of pitch, and up a circle of fifths. Yeah, so that's the fifth. G is the fifth form, up from C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. C, D, E, F, G. Here's a G root, and here's the third. See, this is the same shape basically. So you got the root, third, and fifth. Third fret, second fret, open string. G, B, and D, and here's another G. Here's another B, and here's another E on the high string, the high E string on the third fret. Okay, so if I take these 2 fingers, move them all the way down to the B string and the high E string, I get a D major dyad, which is D and F sharp. So what's missing is the fifth, and since I don't have another string underneath, I would have to play the fifth on another string. What's the fifth from D? Up from D is D, E, F sharp, G, and A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A. Here's an A, second fret of the G string, and I add my open D string, and I get the D major chord. Okay, here's an A major. Here's an A major triad: A, C sharp, E. Here's another E. Here's the open A string, A major. Okay, E major triad: E, G sharp, B, and I add another B on the second fret of the A string, and the 2 open E strings, and I get E major. So now we have C major, G major, D major, A major, and E major shapes. Okay, we can, before we turn it into minor by just lowering the third, we don't do that at this point. Let's just work with the majors for a while. And what we can do is we use our last 3 fingers instead of our first 3, instead of 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, and 4. Moving them up and replacing the nut with the index finger by barring the fret behind it. And we got the C shape, C sharp major. Now I can move that up the neck. D major, D sharp major, E major, F major, F sharp major, G, and so on. I can do the same thing with all the other chord shapes. Here's my G major, which I'm already fretting with the last 3. All I have to do is move that up and cover the open strings D, G, and B with my index finger. Make sure you leave out 1 fret here. There's my G sharp major with the G shape. Here's A major, B major, sorry, B flat major, B major, C major, C sharp, and so on. Okay. Now here's my D shape. If I move that up, or replace the fingers first with the last 3, move that up, and add the D string on the first fret, and I have my D shape, D sharp major, moving that up to E, to F, F sharp, G, and all the other major chords. Okay, A major, same thing, last 3 fingers, move it up, bar 2 frets behind it, replacing the nut again. Got your A shape, and you can move that up, B, C, C sharp, E, and so on. You can also do this, bar the D, G, and B string, and just play the A string, the root note on the A string, leave out the E string, make sure you mute that. Okay, so why fret it like that, not like that? Because if I move this up, at some point the frets are too narrow. But if I do this, I can go all the way up here and still get a relatively clean chord. Okay, E, last thing, last 3 fingers, move it up, get this nice flamenco chord here, and I bar all the strings in the first fret, and I get my E shape, F major, F sharp major, G major, G sharp major, and so on. Okay, next thing to practice all these shapes is you can take any chord progression. Let's just stick with this circle of fifths Hey Joe chord progression that I was trying to play in the beginning, and go to the next position. So where's our C major in the next position? Would be this. Where's G? Would be the E shape. Where's D? Would be the C shape. A, yeah, the G shape, and last E with the D shape. So I got C major, G major, D major, A, and E. Let's try the next position. Here's C with the G shape. Here's my C. Yeah, try to find the root note. Try to identify the root note in the neck, in whichever position you are. So here's my C major with the G shape. Okay, what's the next chord? G. Where do we have a G? Here's G. Yeah. Okay, that tells me D shape will be next. Okay. D major with the A shape. Could do this or that. Okay, what's the fifth up from D, A? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. D, E, F sharp, G, A. A major. This is my A, fifth position. E shape. And C shape, E. Okay, so we got C, G, D, A, and E. Next position. Here's C, G, D, A, and E. Next position. C major with the D shape, G major with the A shape, D with the E shape, A with the C shape, and E major with the G shape. Okay, then you can mix them up like I was trying to do in the beginning. Play my C here, play 2 chords in each position. Of course, I'm not always playing the full shapes here. I can also turn it into like what we know as the F chord here. That's your F major, G major, A major, but it's the smaller version of that. Okay, this is the top 4 strings. I'll leave out the A here and the E here, and I have that. Okay, so I have C major, G major. I can also do that. D, A, and E. And here I could go. Okay, now you can take any chord progression, take any simple pop song, Beatles song, whatever, and try doing that with these shapes in each position. Try to stay in each position to practice these shapes.